Welcome to GBA TV, home of the Girls Basketball Association, GBA Facebook Live, and the GBA Podcast. In the game since 2003. Now let's join the guys live.
All right, GBA Nation, welcome back to GBA Studios. This is Monday, January 14th, 2019, and we're back in the studio doing some GBA Skypes tonight. And we have a very special guest joining us from Cincinnati, Coach Chad Schaefer with the Cincy Swish 2024 team. Coach, can you hear me? Everything going all right?
Yeah, doing great. Thanks for having me. Good to talk to you guys tonight.
Yes, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here tonight. And I know you guys were very familiar here at GBA with your team. You guys have played with us for a few years, and we appreciate that. And so, I guess give us a little bit of background on your team. This is I believe, seventh grade team, correct?
Yep, seventh grade, 2024.
Okay, and then how many years has this group been together?
So we've been together since third grade. We've added a couple girls over the last 4 years. We added two more this year, but the core of our group has been together since third grade.
And I know that has been a pretty good group. I know the events you guys have played in with GBA, they've been very successful. Yeah,
well, first of all, we enjoy playing in your GBA events. You guys do a great job. The organization is top notch. Very organized, very detailed, always runs smoothly, and great competition too. That's why we enjoy playing in those events. We've done it since third grade with our group, playing in at least 3 or 4 every single year, because the quality of competition's good. You guys are very organized. You get great officials. You have guys doing the scoreboard. It's just really, really well run, and you get good, solid competition out of it. But our group has been great since third grade. Just a good core group of girls. We've got kids from public school. We've got kids from private schools, Catholic schools, all kinds of backgrounds. It's a good mixture of kids. We've even got a couple girls from Kentucky, for our Ohio team. So it's a good group of girls. The parents are great, make it very easy on us coaches, and it's been a lot of fun.
Hey, Chad, before we look towards the 2019 season for Cincy Swish 2024, why don't you kind of recap how 2018 went, not only with the GBA, but in other tournaments as well?
Yeah, certainly. 2024, we got off to a really, really nice start. We played in the AAU Tip-Off Classic and had some success there, playing in the Ohio AAU organization tournaments. And then we went up to Dayton and played in your Jimmy V GBA Classic and won that event. With a real thrilling semifinal game against another team, and great event up there at Bales Arena in the Dayton area. Very nice facility. Girls played great, and then we moved on. We played up in another tournament. We played up a year in another tournament, and that's always a challenge, as you know. But we lost in the finals of that tournament. Cincy Classic down here, run by USA Basketball. And then we went off and played GBA State and won your guys' GBA State tournament last year for sixth grade, beating Cincy Thunder and Dayton Metro in the semifinals and finals. Two very, very good teams. And then we moved on to AAU State and then finished up with GBA Nationals, where we actually lost to Cincy Thunder in the GBA Nationals tournament there. So, again, good, solid core of girls. We had some injuries come along throughout the season that kind of hurt us towards the end there. One of our point guards, one of our girls from Kentucky, broke her wrist, and that was pretty detrimental. But again, good group of girls. We had a great season. We added 2 girls this year, another one from Kentucky and another girl here from Cincinnati that we're really, really excited about having join the team, and it's just going to make us that much better. So we're really looking forward to this year. I've already had the girls and their parents asking me when we're starting practice, and everybody's just really excited.
Yeah, and talking, that just kind of recaps what I said about your group. Some of those events you mentioned there with GBA are one of our top events, or some of our top events, and you guys obviously had very good success there. But something I wanted to touch on there a little bit as well, and we talk about at GBA is, you have a very good team, and you said a couple of those events, you played up a grade, which is always, it's good and bad. It's you don't want to come into an event and win by 30 or 40 every time. So sometimes it's good that you see that as a coach, to take that initiative to play up, because sometimes teams and coaches are hesitant to do that. And I think that says a lot for your program and what you're trying to do with the kids, because you only want them to get better. So sometimes they need to play up and play better competition in order to play better. So but those events that you mentioned with us, those are always good events with good teams.
They are, and that's why we enjoy playing in your guys' events a lot. The competition's great, and you always know you guys are very good at communicating. I can always call one of you guys on the staff and take a look at what teams are playing and determine, should we play up even though we might get beat by 21 game? Does it make more sense just for the greater good? And we've done that in the past, and you guys have been very good about communicating and letting us know when we reach out what it looks like. But you make a great point about that type of thing. It's a lot of parents, a lot of teams like to play their grade and like to win and go hunting for trophies. We're not trying to be the best 6th grade team. We're not trying to be the best 7th grade team. Myself and the other guy that coaches with me, we just want these girls to get better. And you guys provide a platform for tournaments for us to measure ourselves, to see where we stand against other girls and other teams out there. And you provide that platform. But what we're doing is trying to get better each week, trying to get better with each practice and each tournament. You guys provide that test every weekend where we can go play those tournaments and provide that platform for us to test ourselves and see where we stand. That's really all it is. That's how our girls look at it. From a tournament standpoint, it's a test to see how we're measuring and how we're progressing. And we've been very pleased with where we've come so far. I mean, the guy that helps me coach, Scott Martin, he's been a varsity coach for 25 years. He's won 3 state titles in Cincinnati. Just done a great job, and very fortunate to have him with us. So it makes it very simple.
And Chad, when you talk on the subject of playing up, I hear a lot of coaches say during the GBA season, they do that for when they get ready to play in the GBA state, or especially the GBA nationals, when you have teams represented from 7 or 8 states, and we've had teams come from Canada as well. You're seeing the best of the best. So when you play up some during the season, when you step out there for the GBA nationals, your team's kind of ready for that.
You have to get prepared for tournaments like GBA State and GBA Nationals. If you're not challenging yourself along the way, you're going to get shell-shocked when you show up. You're going to get uncomfortable really quick. So you have to find ways to challenge yourself, whether that be playing up or whether that be playing other tournaments, or just finding what teams are playing in which of your GBA tournaments, just so you can determine, should I go to the Capital Classic in Columbus, or should we go to West Virginia, or should we go to Columbus or Cincinnati? You guys have multiple options every weekend, and really just being able to communicate with you guys, and you guys have been great at communicating, finding ways for us to continue to let our girls have a platform to get better has been really advantageous.
Yeah, and that's kind of our motto, and what we want to do that, and we want every team that plays in our events to have a good experience, whether it's an elite team, or just an average team. So when sometimes, like you say, we communicate whether you need to play up or play your grade, is because we don't want you to come in and win by 30 or 40 every game, and it's not a good experience for you guys. It's not helping develop your kids. And obviously, on the other end of that, we don't want a team to come in and get beat by 30 or 40 every time, right? By a good team. So yeah, we try to keep it, we try to keep that communication and that communication line open, so it helps everybody, just not one group.
Yeah, and that's a difference between GBA and a lot of organizations out there. Not just the detail and the organization skills that come along with it, but just the fact of being able and being willing communicators. We very much appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you guys playing and all the good things that you have said, and so kind of recapping there. That was you talked a little bit about last year. So looking ahead, to the 2019 season. Kind of talk a little bit about what your expectations are for this group.
Yeah, so we've got our core back. We've got everybody back. We added 2 pieces. We added a girl named Shelby Neat from Cincinnati Sycamore Middle School, 5'10", 5'11", can play all 5 positions on the floor. She's really, really skilled. So we're excited about the opportunity to have her join us. And then another girl from Kentucky, Quinn Eubank, that joins our other 2 Kentucky girls, Logan Palmer and Liz Fryoffer. They were new with us last year. Played about half the time with us last year. They're going to be with us full time. So we've added 2 really, really good components. The girls in Kentucky are having a ton of success. They're some of the best players in Northern Kentucky. And just from an expectation standpoint, we're going to get started as soon as these girls' seasons get over for their school teams. We'll get started here in late February, early March, probably jump into a tournament mid-March or late March. And our expectations really haven't changed, to be honest with you guys. I mean, we're trying to get these girls an opportunity to play high school basketball. We are not an organization. We are not trying to, have fool's gold out there of telling these parents things that they want to hear, which a lot of people do. We want to set these girls up so that they have an opportunity to play high school basketball. From there, it's going to be up to them whether or not they can go to the next level. Hopefully they can. We've got a lot of talent and girls that could possibly do that. But, our goal is to just try to develop them to play high school basketball. And from a standpoint of expectations this year, I mean, we're going to challenge our girls. We're going to play in a couple of your events like we have before. We will play in a couple of the AAU events, obviously the AAU state tournament, probably the tip-off. If so, we're going to probably go down to Gatlinburg and play in the Tennessee Miracle Classic. So just a couple of events from a regional standpoint that we haven't done with this group yet, just to kind of step out of the comfort zone a little bit and see what else is out there. But, we've got about 4 or 5 of your events slotted just because the competition is really good, and we look forward to that. But our expectations are the same. We hope to get better. We hope to win as many games as we're capable of winning. And if we get better and we continue to improve and develop, that'll happen.
Wow, Chad, to have a 5'10", 5'11", 7th grader that can play all 5 positions, I can tell you a lot of middle school coaches, when you have a kid that grows that quick, that early, as a 7th grader, you just hope they can walk and chew gum at the same time. So that's a blessing right there. So congratulations on hitting the lottery, because all the other ones, they eventually grow into their basketball skills grow in, to their body size, but it takes usually longer than that. But Chad, you talked about the newcomers. We'd be remiss if we didn't ask you to, talk about some of the returners and some of the schools that they represent.
Yeah. So, we've got our core back. Lily Martin from St. Vivian here in Cincinnati is our point guard. I mentioned Liz Fryoffer. She's another point guard for us from Kentucky. We've got a good core group of guards, starting with Lily, my daughter Georgia Schaefer, Shelby Malcare. They both go to Mother Teresa School here in the Liberty Township area, Westchester area. Cassidy Ingram is from Kings Middle School, where you guys are very familiar with. And Sarah Hoffman is from St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, another private school here in Cincinnati. Trying to remember. And then we've got we've got a set of twins, Megan and Elizabeth Zimmerman, 2 guards from Indian Hill that are really, really, really skilled girls. So we're solid in the guard department. We've got some great forwards. Janisa Miller is another one that comes to mind from Coleraine. So you can kind of see we've got pretty much the whole city covered, from the northern suburbs to the west side to northern Kentucky, to the east side a little bit with Sarah Hoffman. So we're kind of getting them from everywhere. And, we found a good little niche with this group. I've been to almost all of their games for their school teams. I've missed a couple that I'm going to get to before the season's over. And they've done great. They've just been a joy to watch. They compete. They play hard. They're good kids. They get along with each other. Just really excited about having this group back, having the core back. Excited about getting those new girls on board. And we're going to have a good year. I really do believe that. I think we're going to have a strong year. We're going to continue to get better. I'm fortunate to have a guy that I coach with. He actually, Scott Martin, coaches with me. He coaches our 11th grade Cincy Swish team as well. He's the head coach on that team, and he helps me also with his daughter being on the team. So he's very fortunate to have him. His knowledge of basketball is extremely high level. He's the varsity assistant coach at Summit Country Day High School. So from a basketball standpoint, we've got the knowledge base covered. Our girls listen, they play hard, they compete hard, and they're good kids. So fortunate to have them.
And Chad, if we could just real quickly throw the spotlight on you. We know you as the coach of the Cincy Swish. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm from the Dayton area. I went to Alter High School, played for Coach Joe Petroselli there. They've had a storied girls program there the last 10, 15 years with Chris Hart at the helm, the athletic director. And I actually coached at Alter for about 5 years. I was a varsity assistant, JV head coach there. Coached at Coleraine High School as well here in Cincinnati. Coached some boys AAU basketball for the Shining Stars program, 16 and 17-year-olds. And then I've been with Cincy Swish the last 3 years coaching the girls. So grew up playing at Alter, storied program. They've sent a lot of kids on to college from that high school to play basketball, and have been living down here in Cincinnati since 2003. So I've been around basketball my whole life. My dad played at Wright State. He's in the Hall of Fame there. So basketball is kind of in our family blood, and just picked up coaching because I love being around the game, and fortunate that my daughter enjoys playing it and has fun, and wants to get better. So have been able to stay around the game, and that's been the fun part about it, seeing your kids grow up playing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Chad, we again, we want to thank you for taking the time to join us here this evening. And I know here at GBA, we're looking forward to this 2019 season. We're excited about some of the events and the schedule we have put together for this year. And we speaking for myself, and I know everybody else, we're looking forward to having you guys at our events and seeing the Cincy Swish, not only your team but the whole program is always well represented at GBA. They're always well respected. You guys come in, play your games, do what you need to do, and get out. So we appreciate that on our end, and I also know that there's some teams out there that's looking forward to playing your group as well. So we're excited about 2019, and just again want to thank you for the time you took to sit down with us tonight.
Yeah, Allison Biskimis does a great job with our program. She's a director of Cincy Swish. She does a great job with it. Just want to thank you guys again. We look forward to playing in your events this year. You'll see us there. We'll come ready to play. We'll try our hardest and see what happens. We'll show up. We'll lace up our shoes and get after it as best we can. And whatever happens, happens. But we appreciate all the events you guys do, your support for girls basketball around the state and around the region. Thanks for everything you guys do, and we look forward to seeing you at some tournaments.
Thanks, Coach, and enjoy the first snowfall of 2019.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. We've got plenty here in Cincinnati. I've been shoveling snow for 3 days.
Well, thanks, Coach. Have a good evening. We appreciate it once again, and we look forward to seeing you here very soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
your time. Take care.